In this video, we're taking a deep dive into IDShield, what it does, how it helps you recover from identity theft, and whether it's actually worth using in 2025. What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric Hunsaker, and let me ask you, have you ever gotten one of those sketchy bank alerts and your heart just sinks? Maybe it's a weird charge, or worse, someone opened an account in your name. It's scary, it's overwhelming, and fixing it, total nightmare if you don't have the right help. That's where IDShield comes in. But is it legit, or just another subscription service hoping you'll forget that you signed up? Let's break it down. What is IDShield and how does it work? IDShield is kind of like having a security guard for your personal information. It's always working in the background, checking for leaks, weird activity, and anything that might suggest someone's messing around with your identity. It watches over a bunch of sensitive stuff like your social security number, credit files, online accounts, and even your social media. If something strange happens, like your email turns up on the dark web or your credit score suddenly drops, you'll get a real-time alert. The idea is to catch problems early, before they snowball into something bigger. But alerts are just part of the story. What really sets IDShield apart is what happens next. Instead of saying, hey, good luck with that sketchy loan someone opened under your name, they actually step in and help fix it. We're talking one-on-one help from licensed private investigators who walk you through every step of recovering your identity. More on that in a bit. Now, what happens if you actually get hacked? So let's say the worst happens. Someone steals your identity and starts wreaking havoc, taking out loans, opening fake credit cards, maybe even committing fraud in your name. Most services will just keep sending you alerts. But with IDShield, you're not on your own. You get assigned a real investigator, an actual person who knows the system and helps you navigate all the phone calls, forms, and headaches. They help you reach out to the credit bureaus, banks, government offices, and places where damage was done. The process of recovery can take weeks or even months without help. But when you've got someone doing the heavy lifting, making the calls, filing disputes, fixing your credit, it makes a huge difference. It's not just a feature, it's a lifeline. They even guarantee your identity will be restored. That's not something most competitors offer. It's a big promise, but for people who've gone through this kind of thing, it can be a game changer. What does IDShield monitor? So behind the scenes, there's a lot happening. One of the biggest pieces is dark web monitoring. If you're not familiar with the dark web, it's basically where stolen information gets bought and sold. Hackers will trade logins, social security numbers, even medical records like their baseball cards. IDShield scans those sketchy corners of the internet to look for your personal information. If they find anything that matches, like your email or password showing up in a leaked database, they'll notify you right away. That gives you a chance to change your logins and lock things down before any damage is done. On top of that, there's credit monitoring. Depending on which plan you choose, IDShield can track your credit file through one bureau, like Experian, or all three major ones, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Every time someone does a hard credit pull, opens a new account, or your credit score changes significantly, you'll know. That way, if someone's applying for loans or credit cards in your name, you can shut it down fast. And then there's the social media part. This one's underrated. IDShield can check your profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even LinkedIn, and flag posts or images that might hurt your reputation. Think offensive language, risky photos, or stuff that could raise eyebrows with potential employers. If you've ever posted something years ago and forgotten about it, this is a solid way to clean things up. PrivacyCheck. IDShield's hidden gem. Now, there's one feature that IDShield offers that you don't hear much about, but it's honestly one of the coolest. It's called PrivacyCheck. Here's how it works. There are tons of data broker websites out there that collect your info. Things like your name, phone number, address, job history, and sell it to advertisers, marketers, or even shady third parties. PrivacyCheck scans those data broker sites for your personal information. If it finds something, it helps you remove it. That reduces how much your identity is floating around online and makes it harder for bad actors to grab your data and use it against you. Think of it like scrubbing your digital footprint. Most of us have no idea how much our info is out there, so having a tool that actively cleans that up is pretty valuable. What happens during recovery? If your identity gets stolen, the last thing you want to do is navigate that mess alone, and that's what IDShield really leans into. Let's walk through what recovery looks like. Say someone opens a few credit cards in your name. You find out because IDShield sends you a credit alert. Maybe you also see a weird medical bill or loan from a bank that you've never heard of. You call IDShield. Right away, you're connected with a licensed private investigator. They'll go over the issue, help you collect any evidence that you have, and then start making calls on your behalf. They'll reach out to creditors, they'll dispute fraudulent charges, they'll help get your credit report cleaned up. If you need to file a police report or submit something to the IRS, they'll walk you through that too. And throughout this process, they keep you in the loop. You're not wondering what's happening or what to do next. You've got a pro handling the mess, and that can make a stressful situation more manageable. Even better, if the whole situation ends up costing you, say, legal fees or time off work, IDShield offers up to $3 million in expense reimbursement. That's well above the industry average and a real safety net if things get ugly. Plans and pricing. So let's talk about what it actually costs. And if you want to get started with IDShield, we have a link for you down in the description below. That'll bring you to this page right here where you can go ahead and get started. You can either click on view plans or come up to pricing and look at the individual plan or the family plan. So take a look at the individual plan. It starts at $14.95 per month. So when you scroll down a little bit, you can see that again, this is where it starts. It starts at $14.95 per month, and that's for just one credit bureau monitoring. If you want to go for all 3 credit bureau monitoring, that comes out to $19.95 per month. And again, you get the identity protection, the identity restoration, financial protection, and cybersecurity and device protection. Now, taking a look at the family plans, if we go ahead and scroll down, we can see that they start at just $29.95 per month, and it's the same kind of deal here. So you can choose between just the 1 credit bureau monitoring or 3 credit bureau monitoring, and that's either $29.95 per month or $34.95 per month. So the family plan covers 2 adults and any kids under 18 with support for kids up to 26 in certain situations. It's actually one of the more generous family setups out there. Now, the only downside is that there's no discount for paying yearly. You're paying month to month whether you commit for a year or not. But overall, the pricing's pretty fair, especially when you look at everything that's included, even on the basic plan. What could be better? So no service is perfect, and IDShield has a few weak spots. First, like all identity protection services, IDShield can't prevent identity theft entirely. Nobody can, so we won't hold it against them. What it does is give you tools to catch problems early, and the support to clean things up is if something happens. Also, some users have mentioned occasional issues with verifying their identity during the sign-up process. It's not super common, but it's worth noting. And finally, if you're someone who doesn't mind doing everything yourself, like freezing your credit, monitoring your reports, setting up your own alerts, then you might not feel the need to pay for a service like this. But if you're busy or you don't want to have to worry about it, having that backup can be well worth it. So who is IDShield best for? If you're the kind of person who wants a little extra protection but doesn't have the time or energy to monitor everything yourself, IDShield is a solid pick. It's especially good for families with kids who are starting to use the internet or social media, college students or job hunters cleaning up their digital image, people who have already had their info leaked in a data breach, anyone who just wants to know that if something goes wrong, they've got someone to call. It might be a little much for someone who's already super cautious and does all their own monitoring, but for most people, it's like having a digital bodyguard in your back pocket. So identity theft sucks. There's no better way to say it. It's stressful, confusing, and it can take over your life if you're not prepared. IDShield can't stop it from happening, but it does help you act fast, recover easier, and move forward with less chaos. Between the dark web scans, real-time alerts, social media monitoring, and one-on-one recovery help, it covers a lot of ground. And when you factor in features like PrivacyCheck and up to $3 million in restoration coverage, it becomes one of the more complete packages out there. If nothing else, it gives you peace of mind. And in a world where your data is always at risk, that's worth something. And if you want to get started with IDShield, we'll have a link for you down in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support the channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using it, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on this channel, we cover everything from VPNs and cybersecurity to how to stay safe online and detailed product comparisons, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.